Hello guys, back again with me, Bendol here, and we are back again with another review of our MotoGP 2023 season. First race already done, first ever sprint race in MotoGP history. Francisco Bagnaia is the winner of that sprint race, and Jorge Martin is second, and surprisingly, Marc Marquez got the last podium. So let's see the sprint race result. As we see, we got the first three, as I said before. Jack Miller in fourth, Maverick Vinales fifth, Alex Espargaro sixth, Miguel Oliveira seventh, Johan Zarco eighth. Alex Marquez also very surprising early in the race. He is fighting for the podium place, but unfortunately got swallowed by other rider and he finished ninth. Fabio Quartararo also have tangled a little bit with Joan Mir. Joan Mir got crashed and dragged Fabio Quartararo out of the track a little bit, and then fortunately Fabio Quartararo rejoined the race and finished 10th. Raul Fernandez 11th, Brad Binder 12th, Alex Rins 13th. Franco Morbidelli have a really terrible, like pace and everything, but he finished 14th. And Takaki Nakagami finished 15th, and Fabio Di Gianantonio finished 16th. So what I want to talk is racing two times in a weekend, in one weekend, is pretty much, I think, too much. As a fan standpoint, as a fan of motorsport, especially MotoGP, if you offer me more races on the weekend, I would gladly see that. I would gladly watch every single race. But for them, for the riders, racing two time in a weekend is just, I think it's too much. And of course, because sprint race is like half length of the full race, 12 laps in total, everyone just becomes so aggressive. Like they want to get the pace they're happy with right from the get-go. Like in a full race you have like some kind of strategies. You can save up some tires, you can go a little bit later, push forward and everything. But in a sprint race, start, lights out, you just go and everyone just go aggressive. We got four big crash in a sprint race. So and it ended up like Bastianini got injured after being swiped by Luca Marini. I don't think Luca Marini pushed too hard in that corner, but his front just gone, and Bastianini have nowhere to go except just go down, crash, and unfortunately Bastianini got injured and he declared unfit for the race, and also next race in Termas de Riondo, Argentina, he would miss the both sprint race and full race. And also because of this like two races thing in one weekend, I do think, look, human have limit, either focus wise, physically wise, and everything. Even the bike also have limit. If you do sprint race this afternoon and next afternoon you do the full race, how much, like the pressure, your physical ability is also affected more, because in the race also we got more rider get injured, and this is the race result in a Sunday race. Again, Banyaya got the win, so Banyaya get the full 37 point from the get-go at the first race of the season. Maverick Vinales second place. Maverick Vinales does really have a good pace around the track. Like Banyaya cannot shake him off. Like he always on his back. Maverick always be there until like 4 laps to go, and he started to drop down a little bit because he knew he cannot pass Bagnaia and run away with his pace. So he just accept second place. Marco Bezzecchi. Marco Bezzecchi got the last podium in a first race in Portimao. He have a great pace late in the race. Like he was like 4 second gap between him and Maverick Vinales at the middle of the race, but towards the end he bridged those gap little by little, and but it wasn't enough. He just happily finished third. Third is also great result, still very good. And then Johan Zarco got fourth. Alex Marquez, surprisingly, he doing great job with the Ducati, not like last year with Honda. He finished fifth. Brad Binder and Jack Miller also. Both of them, both of those Red Bull KTM factory racing show more eagerness to finish in the front. They're not just like a back marker anymore. They're not. They've never been a back marker to be honest, but they're just like in the middle in the mix. But right now they have eagerness to win, at least to be a podium contender. Fabio Quartararo, not the best start. He got so much on the way, so he dropped down, I think, like 15 or 16. But a lot of rider crash, and he got pace in the middle of the race and start passing some riders and got in front and ended up in eighth place. After a sprint race, he finished 10th. So it's not really great for Fabio Quartararo to challenge the reigning world champion Francesco Bagnaia at the top, who win both sprint races and full races. So yeah, I do. I love the battle. I love the aggressiveness. But how many riders got injured after the first weekend? Enea Bastianini got injured and declared unfit also in a Argentina GP. Paul Espargaro got crashed in a free practice too, and he also declared unfit. He got like a fractured jaw and also in a vertebrae somewhere, I don't know. And Mark Marquez also got a wrist injury after crash with Miguel Oliveira, and Oliveira himself declared unfit, so he cannot race in Argentina. Who else got injured and declared unfit? I think that's it. 4 or 5 riders declare unfit for the next GP. And I do believe what caused them to beside Paul Espargaro is because the sprint race, all the sprint race like shenanigan make all of this happen. Mark Marquez tried to bridge the gap after he got tangled a little bit with Jorge Martin in a like first 2 lap, and he tried to brake later, but the front is not the front tire is just doesn't have the grip. It's not in the best grip yet. So his front locked up. He tried to uh, let loose the brake a little bit, but he is too close to Jorge Martin. Tried to avoid Jorge Martin, a little bit contact with Jorge Martin, but ended up straight to Miguel Oliveira when he is entering the corner. So very unfortunate for the home hero Miguel Oliveira in Portimao, and he got DNF. But yeah, that's basically it for the review of the Portimao GP. And let's try to look a little bit further into the next GP that will be held in Termas de Rio Hondo in Argentina. This is the layout of Argentina GP, Termas de Rio Hondo circuit. Basically a lot of high-speed corner, very long back straight, 2 back straight, very long, and also it's favoring Ducatis, but also have a lot of high speed corner that will favor Fabio Quartaro with the Yamaha. But Aprilia is also like all rounder. They are not that far speed wise compared to Ducatis, but corner speed they corner. They dangling their like elbows down, shoulders down. Maverick and Alex Espargaro can have a great race in this track. 14 corners, just basically like three heavy braking spot, but a lot of room to overtake. So I'm hoping Termas de Rio Hondo will be a great race. If I have to make a prediction who will be in the top three in the full race, I won't say about the sprint race because me also new to the sprint race, even though watching a lot of like superbike, but in this MotoGP sprint race is still new, so I would not say about that at the time. But full race wise, top three, I do think Maverick Vinales have a great race last week, Portimao. So I would say he could be winning this race, and I hope he could win this race. So the point gap between him and Banyaya can drop down a little bit. But Banyaya is pretty strong. He will have number one on the fairing for a reason. So I will say he could get second place in Termas de Hondo. And for third place, I do think like Jorge Martin is one of the closest to be in a podium. Also we mentioned a little bit who can be in a podium contender. Like Alex Marquez also have a shot. Fabio Quartararo with a lot of high speed cornering in Argentina, he could be in a podium contention. Jack Miller also, Alex Espargaro also in a contention, and the last one, I do believe Alex Marquez surprisingly would be up there. He's riding Ducatis like never before. Maybe he's just too excited because for the last like 3 years he's riding the worst forms of Honda. He start finding his form again. He is the former Moto 2 champions and he ride like a champion right now. So that's my prediction to the next MotoGP Termas de Rio Hondo. Thank you for watching and see you next week.